Hi ho, it's off to work we go. Hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, hi ho, it's off to work we go. I want to say hello, I love you so, mama. Some of the new gold that's on the bike. Looks beautiful, I think. This is a Cerakote. It's a V series Cerakote. Looks quite lovely. Matches the wheels decently. The exhaust heat shield. Passenger foot peg heat shield. These little inlet hoo-hoo things, which are not really inlets because the inlets are up here. And the purple bolts. Lovely. Looks quite nice. I did break my windscreen. What a lovely thing. Look at that.
Hello, I am talking to you. Mr. Windscreen, fix me.
I'm not going to fix you. Okay, I'll fix you, but I'll replace you as well. But I'll make you into a fun thing as well. Let's see what we can do with the son of a gun. So what I'm going to attempt to do here is just basically use a simple fix. Some Loctite, the broken piece. That's going to fit up here. I don't have the complete little piece that's missing on the other side, but not a big deal. That'll cover most of it. And then I'm going to use a little bit of electrical tape just to kind of give it form after I've applied the glue, and also to kind of keep it mended together. And then I'll probably mount it back on the bike and cinch down part of the screw so that way it mounts into the location it needs to. And then I'll tape it up and possibly put the glue there in the top corner. But what I don't want to do is put the glue up here though, at least not yet. I'll try to focus on this area here and up here a lot so I don't get glue on the actual screw itself when I go ahead and try to apply that. I decided running against putting the tape on the front or the back side because it seems to have left a little bit of a residue on both sides from the crack. So what I'm going to do, what I did is I just left this section over here unglued, and then I cinched it together with the tape. I'll give it a couple minutes, let it settle, and then I'll so I can manipulate it to put on that last piece. Now that I've wiped it and given it some time to dry, it doesn't look too terrible. Honestly, most of the windscreen is covered by the bike itself, and then just this top portion is the actual portion that I see through, maybe the bottom or the top 3 to 4 inches. I might see that when it's in the highest position, but it's not going to be a big deal. I did prep the tape over here, so what I can do is essentially just flop it or push it up when I get the piece attached. Just applying the last little bits of glue onto the bottom, priming it. There we go. Especially on that hinge portion where the bolt goes in. So that way it builds up a little more material, even if it is just glue. So that way it resists a little bit more. I didn't have any issues with moving when I was riding with it, when it was just cracked as it is. But I've already got fixated the glue line itself, and it's just before the tape, which is exactly as I wanted it. And now it's looking good. So after about an hour, it's kind of sealed up. There's a little bit of hazing on the top. I'm not too sure if you can see that. There you go, right there. Just from trying to wipe it and smudge it, make sure I got a good clean, clear kind of adhesive all the way around. Made sure it was nice and smooth. The front came out much better. There's very little kind of junk left on it. It's still dirty. I mean, I cleaned the area that I was going to glue, but the rest of it is quite dirty. I use the bike a lot, but the crack is good. I'm going to tear off this these little band-aids. I'm going to stick it back on the bike, and I'm going to see how it looks. It's been about an hour, I believe. Yeah, 1 hour. So I just threaded 2 of them in by hand right now, just to see what the profile would look like. And man, we got 80% of it back. That's not bad at all. If I'm missing that tiny little chunk right there, I'm happy. Just hand threaded in those 2, just to make sure I don't have any issues with fitment. Everything seems fine. I'm going to give it overnight to cure before I ride with it, and then I may put a little bit more. If I'm not a big fan of the hazing that happened on this windscreen because of the glue. I might paint the whole thing black, but then I can't see through it and that'd be terrible. And I don't like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. That sticker, I haven't told you about that yet.
Meow.
I wanted to mention something as far as these bolts. These kinds of bolts, if you notice, they have two gaskets behind, or not two gaskets, two washers, kind of like a little rubber washer, and then a little nylon washer. And the nylon washer is more proximal to the screw, so it gives it a softer surface to work between the rubber washer and the actual soft, whatever kind of polycarbonate or whatever this is. And the reason I'm mentioning it is because when you tighten things down like this, especially in a condition like it is like this on this screw, you really don't want to over tighten this. It is solid right here. The only thing moving is the actual apparatus that allows it to go up and down as far as for the adjustment. The windscreen is solid here. It's not moving. And all you need to do is just cinch it down until you pretty much you feel just, or you experience a little bit of resistance, just a tiny bit. Leave it there. It's not going to move. It's supposed to be pressure. That rubber's going to give you a little bit of a give. You squash that thing down, you're going to ruin them, and then you're going to have to get new ones. And then you're going to get vibrations until you do, and then you're probably going to tighten them down too much because, unfortunately, we didn't learn our experience and we thought it was just wear. So be careful of these things, wear and tear on bikes, and especially if it's iatrogenic. So in comes a Trans Am sticker. It looks like it is gold. It looks pretty decent. It looks nice, 11 inches. It fits actually quite tight, but it does fit. If we take a look like this. Just barely, but it does. And then with the curvature of the actual windscreen, it should take up another ½ an inch or so, and it'll be good. Let's go ahead and clean this thing up and give it a whirl and slap it on. 10-footer. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't do it very well. It's very finicky. To line it up was kind of tough. It didn't like curving, but shit, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's see how it looks on the bike in general, especially with the let's see how it matches up with the gold. Looks pretty damn close to me. And I'm gonna have 8 types of gold on the bike. Kind of funny. Big joke. Burt Reynolds. Here we go. So as most people stupidly do, I overheated it when I took the heat gun to it, the hair dryer, and I was able to melt a little bit of this little sucker right here. Just took off that piece that goes right here. I just cut it off so it looks a little cleaner. Nobody's gonna really notice. It's a broken windshield and it's kind of a joke anyways. It looked like Burt Reynolds. But overall, man, it don't look bad at all. I mean, it looks terrible from up close. Like, it's definitely a 10-footer. This shit's got pimples and craters and all sorts of bullshit in it. But you know what? It's mine. I love it. Looks good. Let's get it on the bike. So I wanted to give an overall view of the bike. It's a little dirty right now. I ride it every single day. Washed it about 2 weeks ago, but need to wash it again. This is a Cerakote gold. These are Cerakoted purple. This is gold. This is gold. This is now gold instead of silver. The bags are added. I would like to do these things in gold too as well, or black, but we'll see in the future. Gotta wash it. But the big reveal is this. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting. I tried backing up the bike, but as you can see, that matches quite well with that. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Easy to install back on the bike. I think 11 inches was perfect for it. If I wanted any larger, it would have been too big. If I wanted any smaller, it would have been too small. I'm happy with it. It's not supposed to be perfect. It's most certainly not a perfect install. Man, it's just going to be here for a good time. Cool. That's about it. And I can see through the middle of it, so it's not a huge deal. And then it's got the holes through the wings. So whatever. And this is my trash windscreen. I already have another one on the way. So if I want to put on a good clean black one, I can. If I want to throw on this one and look like it's Halloween, sounds good to me too. This is Turd Fuerguson out.